everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Grindcast, the official podcast of grindedword.com. As always, I'm Matt, and today I'm joined by
Will
and Jason.
All right, so to get started, since we were the official place for Amiibo news,
let's talk about Amiibos.
Licensed by Nintendo, obviously.
Yeah, don't tell them that; they'll sue us.
Well, it's not like they have an Amiibo theme song that I know of. Do they?
They actually stole it off the previous episodes of us. It's you.
Just me saying that.
It's in Japan. You're really big right now.
I'm big in Japan, like Tom Waits.
Yeah. You're like Homer with
Homer
Mr. Sparkle.
Oh yeah, Mr. Sparkle.
So, I guess this was this week they released this information that Best Buy...
Well, I think Best Buy released the information, not Nintendo.
Yeah, which would be funny if Nintendo turns around and they're like, no. We hate Best Buy.
You played your hand too quickly, Best Buy.
Yeah. Best Buy is going to carry the Dark Pit figures. And Pit, from, obviously, Kid Icarus and everything.
But the killer is that it's in-store exclusive.
Yeah, no pre-order shit.
Which means get your Coleman tents out and let's go camp at Best Buy.
For the Dark Pit Amiibo.
Because, well, first of all, the stores will get 2 of them. I'm sure, the way that the stocking works.
That's how Nintendo does it.
2.5.
2.5, yeah. We cut 1 in half.
I think they learned that from the Wii. They're like, we only put out so many, and it'd be best-selling. We sell 100%.
But people, from what I sort of troll around some forums.
Oh, you troll, do you?
Yeah. I lurk and I troll. And they're saying at this point, a lot of people are just importing the Japanese ones and saying, screw the North American ones, because they can use them still.
It's the same thing.
And so people were done trying to fight for these. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot if they don't start getting this right.
Well, yeah. I already don't care. I know I'm going to have to try maybe get the Yoshi ones, but if I don't, I'm just like, sorry, hon, you lost. You and everybody else in America.
I'm glad that they're, limited, but Christ, come on.
This is not limited. This is like anarchy.
This is almost like test marketing. Still.
I think this is what the new Indiana Jones movie should be about.
The Amiibos.
Amiibo hunt.
Yeah. It's like Indiana Jones and the Ike Amiibo.
Well,
It's like Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
the thing
Just
is
do it.
that I've been
Just do
noticing
it.
about Amiibo hunting is people are actually doing Amiibo hunting shows. And like 90% of it, they go out and find nothing. They go out and they
But yeah,
find
'cause they don't exist.
empty aisles of these things.
Wait, like legitimate
Yes.
TV shows.
Well, YouTube.
I'm about to say.
So it's like watching Ghost Adventures.
Yeah. Actually, Ghost Adventures find more things than these guys do.
Yeah, because they make it happen.
This is the greatest fake ghost show ever.
I think they should order in Amiibos offline, and then like they have a buddy that goes in 10 minutes before them and puts it on a rack. So they just go in like, oh, what is this? Is this possible? No, it's not possible at all, dick.
It's just to the point now where I don't really care anymore. I think at this point, I kind of want to get Ganondorf and maybe Dr. Mario, and then I'm done. I'm out.
It's just too frustrating otherwise.
Well, the last one I bought was the, excuse me. I bought the Silver Mario at Toys R Us. Because I guess that was a Toys R Us exclusive now or something. Or not. It was supposed to be a Canadian exclusive, then they weren't exclusive. And
GameStop has it too, and so does Best Buy.
well, then in that case, I'll take it out of its box and quit pretending it's worth something. But
That's the thing I don't get.
yeah, that was the last one. That and the Pikachu
Do
one.
equal fucking quantities of these. This is getting ridiculous. Like,
Unless it's actually going to be something like, oh, you got the Gold Mario. Make that actual limited
Yeah.
run. All the other ones, people want to buy these. Make it available to them.
they're not. Trust me,
true.
they're not gonna just sit on the shelves and collect dust if you make them in reasonable quantities.
Because now what you're doing is making scalpers rich.
And people are gonna stop.
Well, yeah, because I told him the Yoshi, the yarn ones that are the Japan ones, a single one of those alone can go bank you anywhere from maybe $40 to $60 on eBay right now. And that's in Japan. That's for the ones that are in Japan where the streets are just fucking probably going to start being paved out of Amiibos.
The buildings are made from Amiibos.
Yeah.
We're not advocating scalping Japanese amiibos in America. We're just saying.
Saying maybe if you want one, it's best to order them through Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, more Amiibo news as it develops, I guess. This it seems to be a thing we've been doing.
You know,
ongoing calls.
I was actually excited about it last fall because I picked up a few of them, and I knew they were going to be limited, and I was like, oh, I should probably grab these while I see them or while I can.
Right.
And now it's to the point where when the new waves are coming out, I'm seeing even fewer. It just feels like
Nintendo's
it
purpose
was limited before, and now it's just like
Well, that's like I said.
each store's getting one.
Yeah, well, that's like I told you guys before, like, not even on the air. I was like, I knew when the Splatoon game was coming out, they were supposed to have some. I never seen any of those.
Look, they're like water in the Mad Max world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you
They're
gonna do?
deep down underground, and they only let out a few at a time. You just gotta be sitting there with your dirty bucket to hopefully catch a few.
And I know, like, Nintendo has been talking about doing games where it's almost like the pay-to-play thing, where you can download the title for free, but then you need amiibos in order to play it. But if you can't get them, then what the hell's the point?
Then nobody's gonna download the fucking free game. Yeah, it's a waste. I have this feeling that the game industry is sooner or later gonna just implode on itself just because the companies are getting way too money grubby. And they want to do it with like, oh, pay for this and pay for that. Boy, you can only do it if you do this. You can only play this game in Destiny if you buy a Red Bull can. You know, it's just like, what the fuck? The last time I ever had to buy a can of soda that got me anything cool was like during the summer when Coke would give me like
Free
money
Cokes.
off of like fucking Hershey Park tickets.
yeah.
You know, it's just like,
Or you get, like, the Coke Rewards codes so you can go online and if you save up 1 billion of them, you can get a shirt or something. I'm not sure what you can get off.
Hell, I got more prizes through Marlboro when I was smoking through their, like, you know, UPC program than I have gotten successfully the Amiibos that have been produced.
Yeah, but the funny thing is,
But Amiibos
lot
don't
of
give
people-
you cancer.
they
They
might.
can give you an aneurysm. You try.
The funny thing is, people are more willing to spend money on DLC that is just virtual stuff than they are on, say, an Amiibo that gets you a game.
Right.
It's basically the same thing, except one is physical DLC.
Well, I guess I'll move on then. We have a couple Nintendo topics, so I'll just go through it. Club Nintendo is now done.
It's dead.
That shut down this month.
If you didn't spend your coins, too damn
Yeah,
bad.
too late.
They're in data hell now. I had coins left over and I didn't spend them. They didn't have anything I
many?
wanted. Like 400.
Could have gotten a download.
Could have gotten something.
The only downloads that were left for things I didn't have. It was like, here, you get a free game for the DS, or the 3DS. And I was like, nah, I don't have that.
I think you could have gotten a gold.
I could have got a brand new gold Majora's Mask 3DS for 200 points, and I turned it down.
That's too bad for you. Because
I ended up-
No, if that would have been on there, I'd be like, sold.
I ended up using the remainder of my points a few months ago, and I got Harmonite for the 3DS, which is kind of a fun little rhythm platforming game.
Okay, yeah, I heard of that.
And then I got the Legend of Zelda 3DS XL pouch.
Huh.
So, but that was really it. It kind of went out with a whimper instead of a bang.
Yeah, I got Super Metroid and Earthbound.
So I guess anybody who got into like the Platinum Club, I guess they're not even going to send them anything.
No, they
out
got
for this
they
past
got
year.
free stuff,
Oh, did they? Okay.
but that's already happened.
They
Like,
got free downloadable titles.
yeah, I got mine, which I don't remember what it was.
I got NES Remix Final Edition or whatever it was.
See, I kind of think,
That's a good pickup.
I think I'm actually like, that this is over. I'm just like, I think it kind of was starting to run its course. Because, like, I saw, like, some of the things they gave away towards the beginning of, like, them running this.
yeah.
And it was like, here's this gold statue of Mario. It was like all these cool statuettes and stuff for doing Platinum members. And the first year I did Platinum member, they sent me a fucking thing of pins.
Oh yeah, I have that.
I was like, are you kidding me? Last month, it's like solid gold Mario statue worth $5 million. Here's some pins.
You know the motto for Sonic: gotta go fast.
I think my favorite items that they did was the Game & Watch gallery.
Yes, I have one of those. That was cool.
I got both of those.
I had mine sealed.
Yeah.
It's sealed. So,
And there was a gold nunchuck controller that I missed out on, but
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not paying $100 for it either.
Nor should you.
I mean, I got the one that came with Skyward Sword.
The gold one with
Right.
the Wii Motion Plus.
Right, you got the Wiimote. That's the Wiimote, right?
Yeah.
And this is what people were doing. They were doing that, and they were getting the GoldenEye bundle that came with
Yeah, I
the
had
Gold
that
Classic
too.
controller.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we need the nunchuck. So Club Nintendo put it out, very limited quantities, and
Yeah, screw that. I don't
so that way they could just completely be all gold. Be like gold member.
You know what
Yeah.
it is?
Not Goldfinger, gold member.
You have gold controllers for your all white, black, red, or blue consoles.
Yeah, no golden Wii's out there.
Nintendo's turning into like... It's a terrible, terrible joke.
It wasn't even trying to be a joke. It just came out.
Can I paint his Yoo-Hoo gold? It's kind of my thing.
In my opinion, Nintendo's kind of turning into that, like, eccentric uncle who's just, like, getting close to dying. And they're just like, I got all this money. What am I going to do? Let's run some amiibos. Extremely limited.
Yeah.
Let's make a new console. A year after our old new console.
Oh guy that's dying, what should I do with all my money?
That's what it seems like, doesn't it?
Take it with me.
Spend it on cheap jewelry on QVC. Get your nephew a bolo tie. There's been rumors floating around. This is the next topic I'm going into. That Nintendo, the NX console. We've talked about this in past episodes. There's been rumors that they're going to start going into production of the console in October. Now, this was big news, which I don't see why. Because, honestly, before there's even a console, they sell it, they're going to start producing them
Yeah.
years ahead of time.
Yeah, they're not going to just like make them a week before and go, here we go.
Yeah. It's just
Although
like,
they may have done that with the Wii, and that's why, like, when the first day it came out, like, it was only like 6 of them in the States.
yeah.
But
I'd laugh my ass off though if they're producing, they start making them in October, and then like this Christmas comes around, they're like, it's a new Mario console, you know? It's like, Nintendo new console. Like, wait, nobody even, you didn't even talk about this at E3.
But that's like I was telling you guys earlier in the car. It's like, when we were discussing, things we were going to...
Was this before or after Uncomfortable?
Oh, before the uncomfortableness.
Okay.
And by uncomfortableness, we mean, like, nobody exposed themselves. We actually just went and ate a lot of rice and whatnot, so...
Yeah. We went to the rice
My
store.
portion was fun.
Yeah, you were fine, yeah.
You guys ate way too much.
I don't know
and
how
then
the hell you were
You've
fine. You
got,
had
like,
enough to
a-
feed
you got,
like
like-
4 people.
Cast iron stomach or something, I don't know, but...
I hadn't eaten today. I was pretty empty.
None of us did.
I had like a bottle of water. That's it.
The funny thing is like, I normally don't try to eat before we have our dinner meetings because I don't want to feel shitty afterwards. But no matter
bad.
what, it happens. So I tried it up. I was like, I'll eat today before we go.
The
So-
problem is, you decide to sit there and just keep eating. You're like, your body's telling you no, and you're like,
Yeah, but this
too
time
fucking bad.
This time it was sushi. You can't take sushi home. The second you put your sushi in the fridge, 5 minutes later, it's fucking ruined.
I've never
it's
taken
terrible.
sushi home, so.
Yeah, that's why you don't do it.
So Nintendo,
Yeah,
they kind of...
they make good sushi.
They run on their own schedule. They don't give a shit about when the convention is that they're going to make these announcements at. I mean, yeah, they'll show up and they'll give you some stuff, but like, they don't really, they kind of run on their own, beat of their own drum, I guess. Because,
Yeah, you can say that when they got Iwata as their spokesperson.
yeah,
out there.
they don't really care to compete, really. They just kind of are satisfied being their own thing, because they're still going to make billions of dollars, so why do they need to be
It's
like...
true. There's like console wars. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, that's why they're so, like, off in their own world.
We can sell these little plastic trinkets and be fucking rich and famous off of that.
Yeah. How long before Sony starts making little statues of their characters
Sackboy.
that they can use
Spyro.
in the games? Spyro, Sackboy, little Kratos,
Well, they can't do
little Kratos.
they can't do Spyro because that's already done. The Skylanders shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So Sony already has it.
Crash Bandicoot.
Nobody.
No one cares about Crash Bandicoot
Bring them back.
anymore.
Make them figures.
Yeah, make it fucking use the Unreal Engine. Make it super realistic looking. Like Crash is in my house.
It's horrible.
Every strand of his little fur sways in the wind.
No, I could totally see a Little Big Planet with Sackboy And, like, there's different, like, Sackboy costumes that, like, you can use the Amiibos to unlock.
Because thinking about it, whatever happened to the Eye of Judgment? Stuff like that. And then Sony had that for a while. And they
I don't think they're going to do that.
Well,
because Sony was like, hey, let's try doing our own Smash Brothers game. And everybody's like, yeah, about that.
It's a terrible
But that's
game.
the thing. Do you think they really learn from their mistakes?
Well, no, it's Sony.
No one does.
Yeah.
This is 2015.
I mean, we're on a 5th edition of Halo, and you know, we didn't learn our mistakes from the last one.
Yeah, I just see, just like last time when they followed Nintendo into motion controls and failed
no one
miserably.
Hey, they got a port of No More Heroes.
Yeah, and House of the Dead,
Overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one cared about those. They just played the Nintendo version.
So, I'm going to jump into some movie stuff. I feel we talk about games a lot, so we can get some movie.
games.
I know you do. We gotta be diverse. We gotta diversify our market. All right. This was news for some reason. Guardians of the Galaxy, the sequel, it's got its own first official title, and they're just calling it Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Because that's super big news to know what they're calling a movie.
Yeah.
I like it for two reasons. It's based off a book, a comic book, but it's based off a book, so this is issue number 2.
Yep, and it's based off of the mixtape.
And the mixtape soundtrack.
I also like it because, like, Marvel with all their other movies, they didn't do like, oh, this is this too. They did it with Iron Man.
They did it with Iron
That was about it. But after that, you know, it's just like, you know, Thor, it's like The Dark World. Mm-hmm. And what was the other ones?
Captain America,
Winter Soldier, or Captain
Civil
America,
War.
the first Avenger and all that crap. I was just like, let me just call it what it is. Just put a number 2 beside it, put a number 3 beside it. Cause like even Avengers, it's not Avengers 2, it's Avengers Age of Ultron.
Right. Well, it's because they're not, it's a sequel, but they're not necessarily going right after that.
Right.
Cause I'm sure in the Avengers universe, things has happened between, the first one and Age of Ultron, but they just don't, it's not big enough for you to like, make a movie out of it.
Yeah, stuff did happen. They put it on the S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
90% of people
true.
that went in to see the sequel are like, well, how did these guys get the Tesseract back?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough
Agent
to watch
Coulson's fucking up again.
fortunate enough to watch the show, so I kind of knew what was going on, but...
Oh, lucky you.
No, but you know, a lot of times studios shy away from putting numbers in their titles because they feel like it gives them that, like, Friday the 13th, or, you know, kind of like, you know, like, oh, it's terrible because this is the 8th one now, or kind
Well,
of
you don't really want to fall into that trend of, like you just said, having this movie being, like, stretched over 8 movies. You don't want that.
Yeah, because you kind of feel like each one they make, it gets more and more inferior.
Well, I'd think, at least with if it's going to be the second one, you could at least slate 2 for that, and then give it your stupid subtitle or whatever after that.
Fair enough.
You know, you could use the words resurrection as many times as you want to. Reloaded. Unleashed, yeah.
Goddamn Resident Evil. It's the worst series ever.
So, there's your title for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2.
It works for me.
Yeah, it works for me. Now, some weirder news in movies. Netflix, because they're doing great with their shows, and they're going to start... What the fuck are you doing?
I'm waiting for the information.
Right.
Let's go.
I think he's limbering up.
Yeah, that was like you're fucking getting ready to do hurdles. So,
Let's get the info out there.
Netflix is giving Pee Wee his own shot at a new movie, Netflix exclusive. I don't know exactly what the title of it is yet. All I know is that one of the other people starring in it was one of the other dancers from Magic Mike Double XL. So, which is funny to put Magic Mike, which is a movie about male strippers, and Pee Wee, which is a show about a guy who got caught masturbating in a burlesque theater.
Well, it's not about that.
That's going to be the title.
It's not about that. I hope it's not.
Pee Wee Live and Unloaded.
Oh, it's like, oh, this movie's
Stop
about
it.
Pee Wee Herman being caught masturbating. Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens. Good sandwich, by the way.
Paul Rubens. Last thing I saw Paul Rubens do was he played a role on The Blacklist.
Yeah.
And it was actually a pretty good role. I actually enjoyed it. He's not a bad actor, but he's still Pee Wee Herman.
No, he can tell me about crack as much as he wants. That's the funniest infomercial I ever.
This is crack.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is crack cocaine. He's got like a vial of it. It's just like,
I'm gonna go do this after the show.
hey, drop me.
They got Lawrence Fishburne to come back as Cowboy Curtis for the new movie.
Good. I hope when it comes back to like, Cowboy Curtis, what the hell happened to you? Oh, Pee Wee, I'm on a slippery slope.
What are you talking about? He's the one of the leading stars in Hannibal, a very popular series right now.
It's like, well, Pee Wee, I was in the Matrix for a while, and then I was Clark Kent's boss, and
Now I'm the head of the FBI, helping
If
a
you've seen the
psychopath.
shit I've seen in my life, Pee Wee, you'd look like hell too. I hope they play off funny of it, like that it's been so long, like he finally gets to go back into his house, like maybe it was foreclosed for some reason, he goes back in, all the furniture's like all fucking dusty and beat to hell.
like Cherry.
Yeah. The chair's like half retarded because it got beat up so bad or something. Hey, Pee Wee. Oh my god!
He does not look like he's aged at all.
Yes,
No.
he does. He looks like Loki. Throw that fucking reindeer helmet on him, it'll look like Loki.
Reindeer helmet. Good lord.
So, yeah, there you go. Coming soon to a Netflix near
Does it
you.
have a title, or is it just Pee Wee Project?
I didn't see.
1 second. It's like Big Holiday. Pee Wee's Big Holiday.
It's like, I hope it's a Christmas movie.
That's like a generic title, like
Pee Wee's Big Holiday.
He could go on a holiday, I guess,
Coming out on St.
for
Patrick's
taking
Day.
a vacation in Europe.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Next on my list about movie news, they're working on making a live action Pinocchio with Robert Downey Jr. starring as Geppetto.
I don't really feel good about that. The last time they did that, it was a horrible movie.
I'm just gonna sit here and shake my head.
Okay, so why? Like, Pinocchio is one of my favorite Disney cartoons of all time.
Yes.
That was one of my favorites. I think Robert Downey Jr. as Geppetto could be good, but they haven't been really on a good stream of luck with these live action versions of their.
I'm picturing
The
him
properties.
with that accent right now.
He can do it.
I think he's gonna end up sounding like Ludwig von Drake. I think it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be really forced.
I think he could do it. I'd rather him do it than fucking, like, Depp or something.
Johnny Depp, yeah,
Yeah.
because that was
Oh,
immediately
that-
what I just assumed.
That's exactly where they would have gone.
I
if
just
it wasn't
assumed
for,
it was going to be him. And he was going to play it like Jack Sparrow or Tonto from Lone Ranger. He's going to be kind of drunk, but not drunk.
Fucking Jack Sparrow and Pinocchio.
Tonto wasn't Tonto. He was Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
As a Native American.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He's like, he's hiding out from
It's
the
the exact same character. Yeah.
British Navy.
Hey, Pop, I'm a real boy. What the fuck are you going on about? Where's the fucking rum? He's just
Why
like,
is he Irish?
I don't know, because it's on the spot. Get off my nuts. You do something perfect for a
It's
change.
just so fucking hilarious. This drunk Jack Sparrow as an Irishman as Geppetto. That's the movie I want.
There you go.
I think I would
perfectly did that, and I didn't even know.
I think I would just see that for curiosity's sake. I mean, I don't know. I feel like what they're going to do to this is they're going to make it so overly CG'd.
Well, yeah, because you can't do practical effects anymore. They cost too much money.
Yeah, because Evil Dead cost so much money, and that was all practical effects.
They did that on the change they used for their laundry.
They don't have laundry machines, they just go down to the laundromat. This is in the same vein as the Jungle Book remake that's live action. At least I think it's live action.
Well, they're doing that again. That was already done once. Like
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago?
No, a while ago. This one,
Maybe 10, 15.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
This was the one with E.G. Selba, Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah, that one we were reading about that one day was
Yeah,
fucking ridiculous. Like, who was playing God? It was, I don't remember.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah, playing a male snake.
Yeah, and they got Bill Murray.
She might. Oh, you mean act like a... Oh, I got
Stop it.
Inappropriate.
Got some of that steam out of my collar. Oh. All right. Since we brought up Evil Dead, I'll talk about this next, and then this will end news. It was announced a TV show, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
It's gonna be on Stars.
It's gonna be on Stars, so that means you won't see it. Unless you pay for Stars.
This is the only reason to get Stars.
Yeah. Which
The
I
only
said,
reason.
which as soon as you told me that, I was like, why not put it on just Netflix? Everybody's putting shit on Netflix. It's an easier platform to work with.
It's way easier.
They
That's
obviously
a
have the
huger
funding
audience.
to do this kind of shit.
I think Stars paid to produce it, though. I think they pitched it to Stars, and Stars is like, sure, we'll pay for it. Nobody cares about us, so
Seems legit.
Damn it.
yeah.
Seems
But
legit.
I saw the pictures of Bruce Campbell as Ash, and I gotta say,
Looks cool.
it works. It warmed my heart. It was nostalgic.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't seen this Ash since Army of Darkness,
Yeah.
and like, I'm excited.
Groovy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people commented groovy and the comments for the picture.
Every last one of them.
Yeah. It was about as many groovies as people that had, like, oh, I used to be an adventurer until I took an arrow in the knee.
There's actually a trailer for it now.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How
Teaser.
about that?
I want to watch it.
Well, we will later.
Yeah, later.
Just hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But,
So,
yeah, I'm definitely excited.
Yeah,
I'll figure out a way to watch it. But.
So that was a trailer.
There's a mysterious path to unlocking stars.
Don't listen to the show, Comcast.
got top men working on it.
Top men.
They're listening to it right now.
Oh, that's not good.
They bugged this place?
I was wondering what that thing
I thought
was.
they were just installing the cable. I didn't realize that they were bugging my house.
I was kind of wondering where that baby monitor came from.
No, I hope someone gets that reference. I hope they get that reference.
So that ends news for this episode. I'm going to jump into our request topic that we got. This one came from a very recurring request topic provider. God, I almost ruined all that.
Yeah.
This was Justin Hubler's request. He said, how about some video game / movie soundtrack talk? Which video games have the best soundtrack? Which ones don't? What are your favorite movie soundtracks? Which movies have the worst soundtracks? What songs would you like to hear in a movie or a game? And which ones would you never want to hear again?
Well, I think best soundtrack of all time is Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
2 songs.
That one, the other two. I want to take it for a ride. I want to take it for a ride. It's just that.
It's
Every
just
5 seconds.
It's that, and then the opening track.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's obviously a joke.
I just want a track of that narrator. Just so, cause like there's so many things, if you would take the narrator's comments and just put them on, it's like insulting to everything. Cause like a fight would start, it's like, are you kidding me? It's like, what? It's fucking Ryu, Mega Man, and Spider-Man. How can you go wrong?
Apparently extremely easily.
Gabe's like, fuck you, you're dumb.
When it comes to
Lowest tier possible.
video game soundtracks, 3 series come to mind immediately. Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Almost any of them.
Yeah.
I actually have Symphony of the Night, the soundtrack for it. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The second one that comes to mind is Final Fantasy.
Damn you. You always go first with this shit. I got nothing to give.
And thirdly,
Why would you not go with that?
Mega Man.
Margaret Man.
Mega Man has the best 8-bit music.
I don't know. What about the Batman game that was on Nintendo?
Yeah, that song gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
I have to get you
I would love
something
to. I'd love to get a soundtrack of the Final Fight music.
That's a lot of bass.
It's fucking great.
A lot of bass. What's wrong
Dude,
with it?
you could roll through an urban demographic neighborhood. People are like, that guy's got some hot jams. And they get in your car like, Final Fight? Who the fuck is this? It's a game. I would like to get, I don't know if they ever did it, but I would like to get the, I realize that there are probably songs that have been made already, but, BioShock soundtracks.
Yeah. You can, the second game the special edition, which was like very limited, I wish I could have gotten it, came with a actual record.
Yeah, because that's cool. Because like some of the
Yeah.
songs I liked the best were on the second game.
They had a lot of good songs on that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're legit songs. But
It was like they were able to find the creepiest songs from like the Art Deco era of history and just like put them in their game.
The Bioshock Infinite soundtrack's not bad.
I enjoyed that as well too.
It's actually pretty decent download.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have soundtracks of Silent Hill's ambient music, like to use it like Halloween or something, but unfortunately whenever Silent Hill gives you a soundtrack, it's pop music.
It's J-pop.
It's fucking J-pop soundtracks.
How could you go wrong with J-pop though?
You can go horribly wrong with J-pop. It'd be like saying I want the Dirge of Cerberus soundtrack
Obviously you don't.
for that one song. It's all in Japanese. You don't know anything they're saying. It could be like Down with America. You wouldn't know. You'd be sitting there like, "Hi, yeah, this is catchy."
And you're gonna bring this up, Koji Kondo, the composer for Legend of Zelda.
And music's terrible.
Koji Kondo also did the music for Mario 2.
Really? Now, Mario Land 2?
No, Mario 2, the Doki Doki Panic American version.
yeah.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of some other games that had some sweet ass music that I would want soundtracks for. I mean, you said Final Fantasy, so that took off like 90% of my
we'll
list.
go back to the NES era. Sunsoft. Almost any Sunsoft game has an awesome soundtrack. Like Master
Yeah,
Blaster.
Sunsoft had great music.
Master
yeah.
Blaster has some awesome tunes on there.
Yeah. I want the soundtrack, the pole position on the Atari.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country. What's the one where you're in the Donkey Kong Country 2? There are levels where like you're shooting through barrels and you're surrounded by
Bramble
like,
Blast.
Yeah.
That
That
is one of
song
my favorite tracks ever.
Awesome.
Oh, Mario 64.
Yeah.
That had great music in it.
Dire Dire
Dire
Docks.
Docks.
That's the first thing that comes to
That one could like put you to sleep listening to Dire Dire Docks. That's a great song.
The composer for Donkey Kong Country squeezed every single bit of data he could out of it to get that arrangement, and they were like, yeah, this is not going to happen, but he worked so hard to make it so that you could listen to those fantastic tracks.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country, the music in those actually made you feel like you're in that environment with the effects they put on it.
Yeah, it was good.
To get that sound out of the Super Nintendo is pretty amazing. But
I would say, I wouldn't mind a soundtrack of Sonic 2's music.
Yeah,
Sonic
Sonic has some
the Hedgehog
really
2.
good music.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 probably had the best music out of the whole franchise, because even though with 3, they got Michael Jackson to do some of their music before he was just like, yeah, this Sega thing, you can't really do much with this as far as sound goes. And they're like, sorry, Mr. Jackson. He's like, well, bye.
that's how the whole meeting went down. That's how the whole meeting went down.
I mean, that might be abridged, but yeah, it's pretty...
Sorry, Mr. Jackson. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. I gotta go ride a Ferris wheel with Macaulay Culkin. Bye.
The 90s.
It was a great time to be innocent and young.
Well, as far as like the Sonic series goes, I mean, Sonic CD had the best quality music out of that era, but like as far as songs
Sonic
go,
2 had the catchiest tunes,
Yeah,
but yeah, Sega CD was like, it was CD quality music. It wasn't like overly synthesized sounds to sound like a rock guitar.
yeah,
Because like if you were to
every
go
other
to like,
Genesis title,
yeah, if you were to go to most like terrible music and soundtracks, Genesis would probably win most of those awards because their music, the chip they put in that thing was fucking terrible.
I think of the Comic Zone music. And
Oh
how-
god!
I love that
Over
game.
the
I'm
top.
not even gonna lie.
I like the game, but the music.
And then, like, when you stop paying attention to music and you're actually reading the story as it's going, you're like, what the fuck is this? What? Dude, there's a lightning storm, so now his comet comes to life? What?
Yeah. It's 90s, man. Get over it.
But I guess the second part of this question was movie soundtracks too.
Yeah. Oh, there's a couple
See,
good ones out there.
There's some good ones.
I had one more to add to the video game.
Oh, yeah,
one,
sure,
sure.
because
Go for-
it's not, it's licensed music and not just composed music, and that's Burnout Revenge. Mm-hmm. Has some great tracks. It's Smash
It does.
Bros. too.
I mean,
It
some
does.
people will come out and say like any EA Sports title from the late '90s, early 2000s, but I'm like, that you could just get that on Top 40 radio. You didn't.
Oh, And it was pretty cool when I think it was for Vice City when Grand Theft Auto did the CD collections of the stations that you could listen to.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool when they did that.
I will tell you this: Vice City and San Andreas had just fantastic radio.
Oh, I would get in the car and I would turn on that talk radio station
Yes!
every time because they talked about the dumbest shit on
the
there.
most ridiculous things. Like someone sat down and wrote like 20 hours of them talking about like.
It's like 20 hours you get in and it's like the fucking Spanish guys just talking about like banging other people's wives and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. I don't want to listen to music because that's real life stuff. This is fake. I want this.
You don't even like actually play the game. You just drive around and listen to radio.
Yeah. But then like San Andreas was good because I was like, yeah, I can listen to some of these fucking rap songs from the 90s that were awesome. Because there were a couple good channels for that on
Oh
there.
yeah.
And the talk station on that was kind of eh.
I thought it was still.
'Cause it was
good.
just like people were talking about how hard it was to live in the hood. I'm like, I understand that, but I can't do 5-6 hours worth of this. So, okay, yeah, movie soundtracks. Right off the top of my mind, I had the Little Nicky soundtrack, which was pretty good because there was a lot of good music on there.
Deftones was on there.
Yes. Disturbed was on there.
Disturbed,
Linkin
yeah.
Park was on there. I think Saliva was on there before they were famous.
Kind of sounds like the Dracula 2000 soundtrack.
No, that's what I'm thinking about. Well, no, all those bands were also on the Little Nicky soundtrack. Yeah.
too, yeah.
Queen of
But
the Damned.
yeah, the Dracula 2000 soundtrack had Saliva on it before they were popular.
Yeah.
Before they were popular.
Well, they had that one album, and then everybody's like, "Yeah, they're not good." And then it was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this song with Chad Kroeger for Spider-Man." And it's like, no, don't do that again.
I know it's gonna kind of make people laugh a little bit, but I think the Batman Forever soundtrack was really good.
You think you'd be able to pour some of that
I
into
got
this
you.
jug?
And the Batman Forever.
Let's not edit that out at all.
No, I mean, he's pouring me some more tea. I got my own jug.
Don't try to make it seem like we're doing something legal here.
Pour that in my jug.
Because everybody goes, oh, it's got Seal's Kiss from a Rose on there. And I'm like, yeah, but there was a really good U2 song on there. The Offspring did an awesome
All right, I'm going to
cover.
have to edit that out.
There
was a good U2 song.
The Offspring did a great cover of The Damn's Smash It Up.
So what was the title of that U2 song? Because nobody gets it right in the right order.
Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me.
The dumbest fucking title for a song
But it's
ever.
a catchy song, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
all
fault
right.
it on its title.
It's all right. I like
And the
Weird Al.
video was pretty cool.
I like Weird Al Yankovic's version better.
The video was cool. So
I'll say this: that one didn't have a bad soundtrack. I still don't feel that was that great of a Batman movie.
Oh, no.
As a kid, I loved it because it's like I'm a dumbass kid.
Yeah, we all
Batman.
kind of lost our nostalgic blinders to that movie, but
then fucking Batman and Robin came out. I'm like, what the fuck?
The soundtrack to Fear was pretty damn good.
yes, Bush was on that.
Yeah, Machine Head. And there was some other alternative bands. I can't remember exactly who was on, but I mean, there were some of them that weren't that popular, but they were still really good songs that were on there.
The 90s, a lot of soundtracks in like the mid 90s were just, they were full of alternative stuff, like Angus. The Angus soundtrack, Green Day was on there. The Dumb and Dumber soundtrack.
The Godzilla 2000
had some good stuff on there.
Fuck
track
off,
with,
no.
Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, yeah.
That Rage Against the Machine song was the
Was the
only
only
good
thing
song
good
on that
about it.
whole album. It was like, oh, the Green Day song. It's like, it's fucking, it's, oh, what was the song?
It makes no sense for this fucking movie.
It was off of Insomniac. It was the, like, Brain
Stew.
Yeah. It was just Brain Stew, and then they just put Godzilla roars in random spots. That's all they fucking, it's like, if you want to listen to the funniest thing ever, just download it for, like, I'm sure it's probably only 99 cents. You're gonna waste $1, but you know what? You're gonna feel so much better about yourself after when the song's done. Because you're gonna relive a piece of our culture that was fucking at its lowest. And then go download the Jimmy Page Puff Daddy song that was on that album as well. You know what? Just download the whole album. It's probably 99 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Donnie Darko,
I don't remember what was on that soundtrack.
aside from
Oh, well, yeah, Mad World.
Mad
Mad World by Gary,
The
Gary
best-
Jules version.
The best song to slit your wrists to. Yeah. I mean, how, like, as soon as that piano kicks on, you're just like, oh, shit! It's Gary fucking Jules!
You're immediately depressed the moment you hear that first note.
I used to, when I was at Annie Bailey's, I had Depressed Mondays. I would just come in, I'd play that, and then I'd play Hurt right after it. I'd play Mad World, then I'd play Hurt, then I'd play some Nine Inch Nails, there's like some other depressing shit. I played like the whole Stone Sour first album.
Yeah, the first album, yeah. I could see that.
Depressed Mondays.
Another good one from the 90s was Empire Records. Had some Gin Blossoms on there.
Yeah.
A few other ones on there, too.
Then there were some movie albums that actually kind of got a little experimental-ish. If you think about, like, the Queen of the Damned album was all songs that were written by other band, or, like, members of other bands, but remastered by, like, Jonathan Davis and some other people. Like, they just, like, redid some, like, sounds and shit in it. And there's a couple good songs off of that one. I wouldn't say it was the best movie soundtrack you could get your hands on.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't.
And then you had ones like the Spawn movie soundtrack, where like Filter was the best song on the whole CD.
The second Crow movie.
Oh god,
Did not see it.
City of Angels
was a good soundtrack.
Maybe. Wait, what was all on that one again?
Filters, Juracidol was on there.
Oh, that was the one with like that fucking Bush song that was all
in
like,
a lonely place.
Yeah, it's all just like holding your lover in the storm. And it's just like
and,
fucking horrible song.
And
What was that drum?
Hole covered.
It wasn't even drums; it was all synthesizer shit.
Hole covered Fleetwood Mac's "Goldust Woman." For
Oh
that.
god, yeah. Didn't Iggy Pop do a song on there? He's like, "Yeah, I'm not dead."
Yeah, but nobody really knows any Iggy Pop other than that one song.
Yeah. It's kind of the same way for Motorhead.
yeah, that's true.
It's like, well, that's those guys that did Triple H's entrance music and Ace of Spades.
But yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, there's stuff earlier than that too that was good soundtracks.
I mean,
and stuff,
the original Crow soundtrack was way better than the sequel. That had that Stone Temple Pilots song on there that was fucking famous.
Big Empty.
Yeah, that was all the fuck, like, people bought that fucking soundtrack in droves. I remember that. And then you go to the third Crow movie. There is, if you didn't know that.
There's more than that.
There's going to be a new one as well.
There's a fourth Crow movie. I don't even bother with that soundtrack, but
Yeah.
the third one was absolutely terrible. I think, it was, again, another one of those things where other bands wrote stuff and then, like, Rob Zombie got in there and, like, did his touch on things, and it just did not work out at all.
Oh, was the Crow soundtrack, the second Crow soundtrack, the one where he covered "I'm Your Boogeyman"?
Yeah. He had that fucking voice synth on him.
Yeah.
I'm your boogeyman.
Do what I
That's what it sounded like. Whenever he ended a word, it was like...
Sound like you're drowning.
Another good.
He did. He sounded like he was trying to sing through guzzling
Another
water.
good soundtrack because, well, I mean, it was all Beatles songs. It was across the universe.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think of others. I mean, I could go back and say that, like,
The Aladdin soundtrack.
yeah, like stuff from like the Lion King soundtrack with Elton John's good and stuff.
Hey, how can you talk about movie soundtracks and not bring up Disney stuff?
Easily.
Yeah,
Just
which
don't
one?
do it.
Phil Collins did the Tarzan one, I think.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Elton John did Lion King. Yeah.
yeah.
This is what it is.
Which is funny, because, like, the song that Elton John did for Lion King was, like, such a huge thing. And now, like, years later, people are like, yeah, that really wasn't my favorite song. Like, just shut up. You know it was. Don't even sit there and be like, you know, the one where they're gonna have sex.
Feel
Yeah.
there tonight.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Yeah. Can you feel
Which
the
is
love
something
tonight?
that people will like start singing when there's like an awkward argument between friends and you're in that room with them and you're just like, can you feel the love tonight?
Yeah.
Making their sequel, baby.
Probably one of the biggest soundtracks of all time, although I'm not a disco fan, with Saturday Night Fever. But I'm just saying that probably
Yeah,
I probably sold the most. I mean, that was the Bee Gees had a lot of hits on that. So.
What about the Grease soundtrack?
I don't really like musicals. But
Really?
I don't like music.
Don't like musicals.
I don't really like musicals.
Book of Mormon soundtrack.
I mean, Grease isn't bad. But like,
God damn it,
knock
Will.
Halo down.
You sure did.
Damn it!
It's all right. Just put it aside.
Don't edit that out either.
Nah, we'll leave it.
I
in.
kind of like Grease. I knocked Halo down.
So, what do you think was terrible soundtracks? Because we mentioned a few.
The Matrix 2 did not have a good...
I don't think The Matrix 1 had a good soundtrack.
I mean, it
Other
wasn't
than-
bad. It was okay for the movie, but it's not like a good
Other
soundtrack.
than the one Nine Inch Nails song, the Lost Highway soundtrack is overrated.
I don't even remember much of that
Marilyn
soundtrack.
Manson's on it. Lou Reed's on it. There's guys that you would think would have decent stuff on
Me
there.
and Marilyn Manson have a shattered relationship.
But
Shattered.
it's
Just fell right off the mantle.
We have shattered memories. I was looking forward to
Batman
Snowy
and
Town.
Robin soundtrack's terrible.
We already brought that up. That's terrible.
Yeah.
movie.
Oh
That
no!
shouldn't
Come on,
exist.
that's Smashing Pumpkins song. Come on, the beginning is the end is the beginning.
I like that song.
That's almost as bad as "Hold Me Through Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me." Yeah, that's a bad soundtrack.
I don't know, 3 Men and a Baby soundtrack, maybe? I don't know. just naming songs, naming movies I know.
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, it's kind of hard to mention a bad soundtrack because if it's bad, you're not going to listen to it.
know about
You
it.
wouldn't.
The Beavis and Butthead Do America soundtrack really wasn't that good.
Which you think should it should
Yeah.
be?
Been.
Yeah,
It really wasn't that good.
the
Had
Metallica
one good song on that one, too.
The Metallica End of the Nether soundtrack wasn't too good either.
Yeah.
Was it? No, wait, no, that wasn't. What was the? It was the S&M one. Was the movie they did for that album that was like their worst album ever? Saint Anger.
Oh, no, S&M was when they did it with the San Francisco Symphony.
Well, they did a movie.
It was a year and a half in the life of Metallica. wasn't
Yeah, it was all that album. Basically, was the soundtrack. Worst soundtrack to any movie ever, right there. Saint Anger was the worst fucking album I think ever made in the history of music.
It's pretty awful.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was recorded in a shed. The guy who was at the mixing table was like, you know what, let's switch things up. How about the background vocals? Make them louder than the main singer's vocals.
How did I not think of this? Another good soundtrack from the 90s, Forrest Gump soundtrack.
Oh, hell yes.
Just full of hits.
yeah.
Just like the whole thing's hits.
Full of hits from music that wasn't from the 90s.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is like, you're kind of getting the resurgence of that nowadays too, because like, even with like Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, a fine example. Their soundtrack, when they put it
Oh,
for,
yeah.
when they put it
That's
for
one of the
free,
best soundtracks in the last 10 years.
when they put it up for free on like iTunes and
Didn't they go
Google
up to like
Play,
number one for like a month?
Yeah. And it's all songs that nobody else had the right. You know what I mean? Like,
They didn't even have to really pay for it either.
They paid for
No.
some of them, but most
some
of
of
the
them? I
stuff...
thought it was all like free people.
No, I don't think
no, I'm
so.
sure they had to pay for rights for some of that stuff.
Yeah. But I'm sure they didn't have to pay much for what they got back.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
The only thing I'm getting mad about is that,
Just,
you know,
just
you
throw
want
that anywhere.
Yeah, I know. You want to bring out some older music into your Marvel movies or whatever. It's like, play some Presidents of the United States of America in there. I wouldn't mind seeing Ant-Man. He's like, he's in the tub. He's going to hit the button and it's just like, she's up. She's up.
Why? Why that song?
I don't know. It doesn't match at all, but it,
It
fuck it,
doesn't.
whatever. It's Marvel. They'll make it work.
It's true.
They're gonna do that
People
now.
still like it.
The movie's already
Yeah,
completely
they're like,
ready to go.
rewrite it. Fucking throw the movie out. Redo it.
The whole thing. During the
They're just
whole
like,
movie.
We're pulling a Doom 4 on this. Throw the whole fucking thing out.
God damn it. Doom 4.
Redo it. Redo it.
that's-
10 people complained. It's done.
That's really why Doom 4 got trashed for Unreal 4.
Yeah.
probably
now,
right.
Now you're gonna be dismembering.
Yeah, Unreal 4 comes out and it's just like, shit.
You're gonna be dismembering people in
Ah,
ultra realistic high def.
You know, you brought up a topic we didn't even talk about in this.
We'll get to it.
Hey,
Let's make that a discussion topic.
we're professional.
Let's discuss...
you want to go 50 minutes in? You want to do a discussion
It's going to
topic?
be a quick one. We haven't done one yet this episode. So let's do a discussion topic about Unreal 4 and how we feel that games are becoming more realistic.
Okay,
And-
so you can go online right now and just Google Unreal Engine 4. It's a 30-second little video that'll show you what the Unreal 4 engine is capable
I
of.
swear to God, it looks like someone just took a camera.
It looks like photos of somebody at the beach.
And for the untrained ear, what is Unreal 4 engine?
Unreal Engine...
Because there are people that listen to this that don't really know about game programming.
Unreal Engine 4 is basically one of the more popular... You gonna be okay over there?
It's so fucking ridiculous.
Untrained ears.
Their ears are not trained to understand what Unreal 4 is.
Unreal Engine 4 is basically one of the more known competing graphics engines that are created to basically up graphics to its most paramount that you could possibly get.
Yeah.
Unreal's been battling neck and neck with CryEngine lately. Because every time Unreal puts out something good, then CryEngine goes one step above, and then between tech people, there's always arguments as to which engine's better. Yeah. So, Unreal Engine 4,
fair to that argument, Unreal runs more games, simply because...
It does, because CryEngine only uses it for their own fucking games.
Yeah, and developers can actually use the Unreal Engine affordably.
But I will say to this much... CryEngine 3 came out during PS era, and if you play like Crysis 2 or 3, those graphics on those games are almost parallel to what's getting put out right now with like more current gen stuff. But you can go online and it's a 30-second video of what Unreal Engine 4 is capable of. It's astonishing.
It really is.
Photorealistic graphics. You wouldn't be able to tell, that pebble from a real pebble if you took a picture of it, So that goes into our discussion of it's getting so realistic looking now. Now, see, the thing that I'm worried about is like it's just pictures of environments. You don't have any shots of what people look like in these worlds yet.
Character models.
Yeah. And being a gamer for a long time, one thing programmers can't get right is people.
It just feels that way, yeah.
I don't care if it's like, if you do motion capture for faces and everything, because that's what L.A. Noire did that. We talked about that.
And that still fucks up.
They probably had some of the better motion cap for facial expressions and stuff, but it still wasn't great.
The thing about it, though, is they can look really great, but graphical errors and glitches are always going to happen.
Right.
And then you have, like, eyes flying out of people's heads, or, like, their skin melting or something.
If you get photorealistic people, and their eyes just come out of their face.
Stark. You just get the ending of Raiders.
Yeah. I kind of like, even when I was a kid, I thought about, like, every time they announced, like, a new console that was going to come out, you're like, oh man, it's looking more and more real. Even though back when I was a kid, it's like, from a bump to 8 to 16-bit, you're like, oh, it's looking more real. It's like, no, you're fucking lying to yourself. This still looks like shit. But
it looked like shit.
It didn't look real at all, though.
What they did was they made it more cartoony.
Right.
Yeah.
To, like, sublimate the fact that we can't make this rock
when they
look like a real rock.
Updated the graphics for the Mario games to Mario All-Stars, and they gave it the 16-bit polish.
Yeah.
Where, like, literally, like, the blocks have, like, little shine marks on them from, like, they buffed them or something.
Yeah.
And and I was just in awe of that. I'm just like, holy crap. And like Bowser's Castle has a background now. I mean, yes, it's just paintings of him over and over again, but at least there's a background.
And at that
now.
point, you're like,
ever.
yeah, and at those points, you're like, how can it get any better than this? And I remember playing stuff like that. Yeah, and then like, I go to an arcade, and there sits Daytona, USA.
Daytona!
And I'm like, oh my god, this is, what? I get it, I'm like, I'm in a real race car! Yeah, this is great! And then, like, the Saturn comes out, you can finally start actually playing, like, arcade-style games in your home. Mm-hmm. And it looked more like the arcade. Like, the things were just getting ridiculous. And then, around those times, that's when I started thinking to myself, is like, if they start making things actually look real, though, like, you're gonna kind of lose that connection to fantasy. Mm-hmm. Like,
eventually, it's like the idea with Inception.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's that thing. It's like, there's a point where you can kind of go too far, where you shouldn't have gone that far. Because then it just, like, kind of ruins it. But people are like, well, if this looks like real life, then I don't want to fucking do it.
No, but think about it this way. You also have people that are making games like Hatred.
Yeah.
And then you want that to be on, like, a system with Unreal 4? That's insane. Then you have a guy literally going around murdering people that look like your neighbor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then, if Grand Theft Auto doesn't get enough heat anytime it puts out a new game anyway, now you're going to have a photorealistic Grand Theft Auto game.
It's insane.
So, I don't know. It's crazy that graphics have gotten to a point where they can look like that. And I don't know if it's just me, because I'm an old guy, I guess. I don't know, but, to me, the way things looked in last gen, I'm like, it kind of could have stayed there for a little bit longer. We didn't really need to have any of these new consoles yet.
Personally,
because until this engine came out, it all looked the same anyway.
The PT Silent Hill, that is where games should be.
Well, yeah.
That looked real enough that it was like you're immersed, but not so real that it was like, this is my bedroom right now.
Yeah, it was at that cusp of you knew that this wasn't photorealistically real, but the house that you were in looked real, but the stuff that you interacted with
wasn't too real.
Yeah, it was down enough that you were like, oh my god, that could be a real ghost.
For me, when I see games that are more realistic looking, it doesn't make me want to play them anymore. To me, it still comes down to how well they play.
Exactly. Because, I still really like cartoony games, because there's a lot of games that are like that have very good, solid gameplay and are fun.
Yep.
Graphics come third.
Yeah, well, when I could finally play Minecraft on Xbox, I sunk hours into that fucking game, and it's just pixel blocks.
Oh, then you should not pick up Ark. You're gonna...
No, I probably shouldn't.
You're gonna spend way too much time on that.
There's just, there's certain franchises, I guess I could see this working good maybe for, Elder Scrolls.
Oh, definitely for Elder Scrolls.
Because you want more realistic-looking people, but if you're gonna do something like a fucking Mario game, or... Yeah, maybe for Zelda it would work out okay. I don't know.
I don't know. Because if they do it that way, it definitely has to be a much darker,
I don't really want a
adult
realistic-looking Link, though, either. He needs to still be cartoony-ish looking. Not cartoony cel-shaded, but...
Not Wind Waker Link.
No.
I like
maybe more anime-looking.
No, like I said...
Twilight-y princess
unless they're going to make it a darker game, there's no reason to update the graphics to make it more realistic. Because then it's just you have this slightly silly story with very real graphics.
Yeah.
I don't care for that. I don't need Tingle being hyper-realistic.
Oh, God.
Oh. What if they did another Raving Rabbids game and it was...
It's never gonna happen.
It was super realistic looking.
First of all,
Rayman in 4K Unreal Engine 4.
No one's gonna pay for that to be made. Secondly, no one's gonna be paid for that
Crash Bandicoot Unreal 4.
Skylanders Unreal 4.
I don't know. It just, to me, it all just comes down to how well does it play.
Yeah.
That's fine. Sometimes I'm even in a thing where, if the story's really good, I'll look past some of the gameplay issues. Yeah. If it's a really engaging story, I'll play it. And, even if it looks like shit or doesn't handle great. But, that's the thing. You can make something look the best game ever, and
still be a shitty game.
It's still a piece of shit because it doesn't pick up and catch well, it's not user-friendly, or it's just not addictive gameplay, which was a lot of people's problems with Destiny when it first came out. It was the game looks great, but it's the same shit over and over and over again on a different planet, and that's it. Yeah. So, that's kind of our thoughts on it, guys. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comments below about the Unreal Engine 4. We'd like to hear them. So, I guess we just gotta let everybody know where they can find us now. Who wants to do that? Alright.
I'm completely soaked in your dog right now.
You are...
Wow.
What?
I am soaked in your dog. You cannot find us there. You can find us at iTunes.
That's on the deep web.
iTunes.
See, I don't know how I don't ever win favorite comments from Fred.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I feed right into what he loves.
Yeah. Grindcast.libsyn.com, grindedword.com, Blueberry.
Yeah, Blueberry.
The podcast source.
Yeah.
About
YouTube.
to say, the all-famous
Like,
YouTubers.
comment, subscribe, bitches.
You go into YouTube, channel's The Grinded Word.
Yeah.
You can catch up on episodes of Miserable Movie Mafia, Ballbuster Video, Grinded Gaming, and Grindcast.
This awesome channel.
It's a channel. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You can
All
also
things
find
Grinders.
us on Facebook. Go in there every Thursday. We're looking for request topics.
Yeah.
And we enjoy the fact that people have been giving us quite a few lately. So
Yeah,
that's
Indeed.
great.
It's always fun to talk about.
I also want to give a congratulations to Courtney Wolpert. She was the winner of last month's Loot Crate giveaway, and since it went over fairly decently, I'm going to do it again this month.
Yes.
Yeah, this month's Loot Crate theme is Heroes 2, the
Squared.
sequel. Yeah. They did Heroes 4
January?
months ago or something like that.
Was it
Maybe it
January?
was January, yeah.
'Cause I think that was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, because it was tied with the,
Yeah.
our podcast.
They did that back in January, and that was probably one of my more liked boxes out of what's came in a couple of months. So I would definitely go for it.
This Loot Crate that we just gave away was probably my favorite Loot Crate because
Yeah, this one was phenomenal.
I-
The shirt was great.
I was like, I got a freaking Terminator head, just like Triple H.
Yeah, that's true. That's like Triple H. I wish it would have came in a bag.
Yeah.
Like a net.
What we need to do is we need to get multiple ones and then like make a bushel of Terminator head.
Just walk
and just
around.
like walk
Terminator
around.
Terminator
Yeah.
head. Singular.
A bushel of
It's
one item.
It's one bushel. So you wouldn't say a
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the head, yeah.
a bushel of head.
A bushel of It definitely is a bushel of heads.
I don't know. Hey, grammar Nazis,
head-
help me out here.
It is definitely a bushel of heads.
A head in the hand is worth 2 bushel.
Did you say a bushel of carrots, right?
All right, write that in the comments too, guys. Let us know.
Yeah, let me know. Am I saying things wrong? Am I being weird? I don't know. But
So yeah, correct us in the comments. Let us know what you thought about Unreal Engine 4. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you guys all next time.